Hello, I'm Jeremiah Hodshire, President and Chief Executive Officer of Hillsdale Hospital. The purpose of my address to you, our community, patients, friends, and neighbors, is regarding the expected damaging cuts to the Medicaid program. That's gained great attention around the country most recently. Both the U.S. House of Representatives and the U.S. Senate have made their case for the reduction of $880 billion in savings over the next 10 years. This is coming directly from the Commerce budget. Specifically, the budget resolution instructs the committees of jurisdiction to come up with the roadmap for these cuts, including shifting decisions and costs to the respective states to either raise taxes or eliminate programs. Listen, they have to find the money, and we know that. But let's look at the budget. There are three categories: Medicaid, Medicare, and other. Medicare has been identified as untouchable, and the other category represents a very small percentage of the budget, thus leaving Medicaid within sights. These cuts are not possible without deep cuts to the Medicaid program. However, there is some hope, which is where we need your help. Now let's try to unpack this, as there are several things we know so far, some things we don't. First, the conversation has quickly shifted to waste, fraud, and abuse, essentially demanding reforms for the program because of this widespread abuse. Now, you'll hear talking points of a 27-year-old men sitting in their parents' basement playing video games. The other talking point is that providers and hospitals are gaming the program through the leverage of specific taxes. Now, this is like saying claiming your dependents, which is allowable under the law, is gaming the taxes. Not the case. Don't be distracted by this. This is not what we are talking about. We are talking about the ranchers, the farmers, the veterans, and common working Americans who are struggling to provide health care and health insurance for their family. It certainly is no longer the notion of a program designed for welfare queens or only for the urban poor. The faces of Medicaid are all around us, including my first 18 years of living. Now, over the next several weeks, we will be publishing the faces and the voices of Medicaid, telling their story of how Medicaid has made a difference in their lives. Now, no one, not one person that I have spoken with, wants fraud, abuse, or waste to occur with our hard-earned tax dollars. As a hospital and as a healthcare leader, I stand ready to weed out and to cooperate with state and federal authorities who want to target this type of illegal activity. We all can agree on that notion. We also know that there can be other cuts to achieve these results without major cuts to Medicaid. Now, that includes work requirements, per capita, caps, block grants, and stricter coverage requirements. We hear a lot of conversation about that. Now, regarding work requirements for recipients, which many voters, including myself, wholeheartedly support, it's not about just getting a job. Many on Medicaid have a job. In rural communities we love, our small businesses, many of them operate under 50 employees, and they offer no form of health insurance, not even reimbursement towards a policy. In some cases, these jobs pay slightly above minimum wage, and with no health insurance and tax-paying workers who are living at or below the poverty level, they are also in need of receiving health benefits from Medicaid. In other cases, our seniors are receiving Medicare. What's their supplement? You guessed, Medicaid. So, will the Medicaid recipient have the Medicaid card to use in their wallet? Yes, they will. There is no scare tactic here. There will be a Medicaid program. What we need to be talking about is exactly how the government achieves these deep cuts while keeping the program intact, which we know is drastically cutting reimbursement to hospitals and to providers to even lower levels, where in many current cases the reimbursement is not even covering the full cost that we provide care for the patients. Bottom line, there's not enough fraud, abuse, and waste, work requirements, or other reductions that would come close to this number without cutting reimbursement to your local hospital and your local healthcare providers. Now, these are the folks you go into for specialty care and primary care. And this will reduce services halt much needed medical programs across the country, and have deep implications for years to come. For Hillsdale Hospital, we are the third largest employer in Hillsdale County, contributing tens of millions of dollars back to the local economy, hundreds of thousands of dollars in community benefit and related charitable givebacks, coupled with partnerships with dozens of our local businesses. These cuts would strip all of this and force our hospital to drastically cut vital services like obstetrics and behavioral health and other life-saving programs, and even the potential of deeper and other devastating action, such as hospital closure. It is predicted that over 500 hospitals are at risk of closing, all rule if these cuts are taken on the backs of providers and hospitals. So what can you do to help our local hospital and your local provider? Here is where hope comes in. The final decision has not been made on how this is going to happen, how the cuts will be distributed, and how it will be fully achieved. So you can lift your voice. This is not a spectator sport. You must be heard. We must unify our voice to protect our hospital, our jobs, and our community in Hillsdale and similar communities throughout the country by opposing deep cuts to Medicaid. I encourage you to visit MHA.org and fill out a very simple form that's a template letter authorizing your name and the letter to be forwarded to your respective representatives. They need to hear directly from you, or otherwise they will assume all is good, which it is not. Now more than ever, we must unite to fight for our community hospitals, and our community providers. I ask that you join in with me in lifting your voice. We are Hillsdale Strong because we place patients first.